Good morning, everyone out there. Thanks for joining us for this really great webinar that we have coming up today. It's all about elevating your community. And today with us are the guys from Brass Synergy, our latest collaborator and partner, Mark Vincent Brigoli. I should have asked if I'm pronouncing this correctly before doing it. Was this okay, Mark? Mark Vincent Brigoli? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
actually correct.
Awesome. And James Turner, welcome you too. I want to quickly introduce the Alana project, who's hosting this. So the Alana project, as some of you know, is an educational project all around Web3, and it is centered around the story of a virtual avatar. And I'm Stella, your host. And one thing that I wanted to share with all of you is that this is kind of a special webinar, not only because of our special guests, but also this is the first time we're actually using Unlock Protocol for events ticketing. And this is an opportunity to not only get confirmation on chain that you visited this webinar, but also donate to the project if you like our webinars. So I hope you can do that. If you can, it's obviously very much up to you. But I want more people see creating these free webinars for just making a positive impact. Anyhow, let me get to our guests. That seems like an important thing to do. Mark, would you mind introducing yourself a little bit and who you are, what do you do, where do you come from, what are you doing at Brass Synergy?
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Mark Vincent Bergoli. I'm from the Philippines. How I started with my journey is actually teaching people on how to speak in English in multiple BPO industries like call centers. And then I transitioned my career to Web3 without the knowledge at all. So it was just, a learning experience as it goes. And then I was very lucky to meet James. I started from being just a simple moderator until his, sidekick per se, partner in terms of business. And then here we are in Brass Synergy. I'm the community manager. And yeah.
Yay! Good job. All right, James. So since you were the initiator, your story must be longer.
Uh, I'll try to keep it a little curt, but it is a little longer. So my background, my name's James, by the way. Currently the chief community officer and co-founder and bot developer for Brass Synergy. My background is in operations. I was a ops director for a number of years in the QSR industry, quick service restaurant. So think McDonald's, Taco Bell, Del Taco, those sort of things. When I came over to Web3 in 2017, 2018, I got my start with Steemit.com, helping out on that platform. It was the very first social media blockchain. I was helping with ops over there, some basic team management stuff. So my first foray into crypto was always at that intersection of tech and community. That's always been my interest. I didn't come into, Bitcoin at the time. I didn't come into Litecoin. Litecoin was really big back then. I've always seen how this tech could help individuals come together in a decentralized manner and do cool things without kind of some overarching structure. They could just do it themselves and get rewarded for their time and the value they put into the ecosystem. So I always thought that was really cool. Fast forward to 2021, NFTs became a thing. And I was an ardent opponent of NFTs. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the, I was one of those stodgy, blue-haired old ladies that was like, no, how dare you? This is not what it's supposed to be,
And now he has a pudgy penguin as a profile picture.
yeah, exactly. Now I have an NFT chilling. Yeah, exactly. Well, because what happened was, right, when it first came out, it was all hype, and it was just like, what is this? This is whatever. Like, but then one of my friends said, hey, no, seriously, you're really into communities. This is what you do. Check it out. Just join some of these communities, and you'll see why it is. And so I did. I joined, and I fell in love because it was everything that I loved about Web3, that whole idea I just said, the decentralized nature of people just coming together, finding space to meet each other, doing cool things together, and being rewarded for their time in the space. It was everything wrapped into one token, right? It was just, and this token was your gateway to being able to experience that. And I said, this is amazing. So jumped in head first, started managing Creatures, which was the very first NFT project on Solana. Built out Accelerate from 2021 to 2023 to become one of the largest community management companies in the world. We were managing 20, 30 clients at a time, had about 100 people on staff. Pretty crazy time. And then 2023 to 2024, now I am 100%, me and Accelerate are focused on Brass Synergy, where I am building the bot and trying to deliver some really, really amazing value to communities all over the ecosystem.
Yeah, so this webinar is literally all about extracting your extensive knowledge about this stuff. So let me get my, my surgery tools out.
All right, let's go.
All right, so just to give a short wrapper, today we're gonna walk through 4 different things. Walking, I won't say 3, but we have like 4 different things on our plate. One is harnessing Discord's onboarding features. I know some of you know that Discord has onboarding features, but they're a little bit tricky to figure out. So we have Maaark here to tell us what's a good way on how to do this. Introduction to actually a course that Maaark and James are working on, which is all about community management. And even better, we are going to have a raffle of all the different participants who are making themselves, heard in the chat of this stream, to see who we can raffle out these 20 seats to. So you better get active in this chat. And then we also will talk, obviously, about the bot, because the bot is literally what brought us together. And the both of them will share a little bit more about the details of this mysterious bot, because it's a really cool bot. But I'm not going to spoil anything. And yeah, and then that's it. That's going to be it. So it's going to be short, but hopefully very, very fruitful. So the first thing is making you aware that actually there is the link to the Milanote board in the video description. So if you're not already on it and you want to follow us on the board, then I suggest you hop on there. So let me ask you essentially 3 questions you already answered, and you can choose who answers them again. But can you explain in 3 sentences what Brass Synergy does and what you guys stand for? Maybe.
Sure. Yeah. I think
go.
I'll go ahead and grab that one. So Brass Synergy, it's hard to fully wrap around in 3 sentences, but I'm going to try. So Brass Synergy right now, our aim is to transform the way people hire and work in Web3 through what we're calling a vetted talent ecosystem. And the way we're transforming it is by leveraging AI and blockchain technology to create a unified, digitally verifiable profile that everyone can utilize to prove without a reasonable doubt who they are, what they bring to organizations, and also vice versa. The same can be said for organizations. And through that mechanism, we seek to make that transaction between individual and organization seamless, fruitful, and as decentralized as possible.
Okay, that's very nice. James, you're really good at this. Good job. What motivated you to develop the bot? And also now is, I think, the time to lift the mystery and tell us, what does Brass Synergy bot really do, right? So what does it do, and what motivated you to develop this bot?
So, we came onto Brass Synergy in June of last year. And at that point, the mission was clear, the vision was there. You heard a little bit about my background of, building this company, building Accelerate. I hadn't been a part of a team, and I'm just trying to preface this with a little bit of information to give some more frames of reference for this. But I hadn't been a part of a team, hadn't wanted to be a part of a team for years. I built my own company, and not until I met Brett and Ryan and I saw what they were wanting to build, spoke to them and saw their vision, had I said, okay, this is what I am called to do. This is what I actually want to build. And so starting in June, came on full time, Accelerate came on, and we started kind of hashing out what this looks like and the roadmap to get to that space that I just touched on a little bit before, which is a fully decentralized vetted talent ecosystem to streamline that relationship between users or freelancers and organizations.
Yeah.
And one of the things that kind of answered all of those questions for me was starting where people currently are in the Web3 space, and most of that is in Discord, right? Like most people spend a lot of their time speaking to each other, communicating with each other in Discord, and Telegram as well. And so I said, okay, like this is where we need to start. And so we decided to start building this out so we can bring together the opportunities for individuals right now without needing to build out anything significantly larger like a platform. And that's, yeah. And there was a second, there was a second part of your question. What was the second part?
That's essentially what motivated you, but you already said that. Maybe you explain a little bit more what the bot really does, because it essentially it brings jobs to people who are already on Discord, right? And it filters them along like Web3 language, right? To identify them as Web3 enabled jobs, correct?
Yep. So that's essentially what it's doing right now. That's kind of the base. That's the first mechanism to deliver value to people. My background is in community management, so value is everything. I believe that value is why people come into communities. So we wanted to give value first. You give, and then you ask. So that's why we're giving that first. It's completely free to use. Anyone can go on, find jobs. Hundreds every day are posted. And you can get them at the click of a button, but that's not where we're going. So like one of the I'm gonna get excited now. Some of the pretty cool updates that are coming that you guys are gonna see over the next couple weeks. Like currently, the bot does do exactly that, right? You're gonna be able to find jobs.
So you're giving us alpha right now because I
big
don't
alpha.
know. So guys, this is alpha for all of us. Okay, go.
Some big alpha. So this is really cool. So. We are going to be rolling out a profile system within the next, hopefully, week. This profile system, you're going to be able to create an entire profile on the bot by just dragging a resume, and AI is going to create your profile for you within 15 to 20 seconds. You just drag a resume into Discord, your profile is created, you're good to go. Through that profile, you're going to be able to set up your notifications, direct notifications to you. For any new job that's scraped by our AI algorithm. So this scraping mechanism is going on the internet 24 hours a day, finding these jobs. So when it finds it, it's going to go straight to you into your DMs for whatever job you want, right? After that, the next phase, which this is all going to be by Q1, end of Q1. I'm giving some alpha here, but by the end of Q1, once you have those in your DMs, you're going to be able to customize your resume using AI, using artificial intelligence, specifically tailor those resumes that you already uploaded with your profile, with all your information, with your preferences, to those jobs that you are interested in. So instead of just applying, doing the same old applying, you're going to be able to tell our AI system, hey, I'm interested in this job. It's going to go do research on that company. Right? It's going to go find information about the founders. It's going to go find information about the company. It's going to find all of this information. Then it's going to take your information, your resume, and completely tailor a cover letter and resume, not lying, not deceitful, but just, small changes in wording, small changes in messaging to make you stand out in the crowd, because that's the biggest thing when HR reps are looking at resumes. You need to stand out. And that's what this AI system is going to do for each and everybody that uses it. So pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, wow. Were you even allowed to share this with us? This is pretty major, I think.
Well, maybe not. I mean,
So
maybe
thank
maybe
you.
Brett might be mad. Brett might be a little mad, but I get excited about this stuff because look, man, one thing that we constantly hear from people is how hard it is right now to actually get hired for jobs. And
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough out there. And one thing I've always loved, one reason why I love being in ops, one reason why I love being a manager is helping people succeed, helping people, giving them tools to where they never have to go back and like work minimum wage, or they never have to go back. Like we can lift people up, and that's what
yeah,
we should all strive to do. And that's one thing that I want to do with this. And so it makes me excited when we talk about it, when you ask like what's coming, because this is going to give people true opportunity, to give them opportunities. It's going to give them a chance
absolutely.
to do that. So I'm excited about it.
No, I think you're very excited for very good reasons. I think, I have been working a long time in the creative industries, and it's always been a rough field. It's a rough world out there. Always been, and probably sadly always will be. But I think tools like this might eventually lead to, maybe making this better. And also, if things are being extracted from these kind of resources, I feel we have maybe an opportunity to get people used to like new forms of looking at hiring, right? So sometimes in the recent past you just get deselected because, I don't know, maybe because you're a woman, maybe because you're black, maybe you because of whatever. So if these profiles come to be more about the profile itself and the quality it shows, and less about like all of these like superficial factors, that would be great. Just my 2 cents on this, and I hope this is what you're
100%.
striving for. So please do it.
Yeah, that's why the AI system specifically was one thing I wanted to implement first, is to try to, because look, there are biases in the hiring system. I think you outlined some of them right
Yeah,
there.
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
So and hopefully through utilizing AI and helping people develop their resume, even at the small point, because this is still only like 3% of what we're going to do. Like this is, like
I believe you.
2%, okay, right? So, but even at this small juncture in our roadmap, I want to be able to hopefully smooth some of those hills out for people,
Yeah,
because they might not understand what some of those biases that they're working against are, but through the systems that we could implement, hopefully we can work around them.
yeah.
And that's why I wanted to implement this as early as possible. You got it. Like that's it. 100%. Because it levels the playing field. If we can give everyone those tools, levels the playing field.
That is absolutely true. If everyone has access, and you said the bot is free, right? Then
Yep.
this is where to start. It's so props to you. This is a good way of getting things started on a very good note, I think. Setting like new standards and essentially having positive impact with these standards matters a lot, I think. And sometimes it's underestimated, I think, in our world. So, Mark, do you want to add anything to this? Sorry, I feel like I completely left you out.
It's all good. James already answered like almost everything, like everything actually. Yeah, it's beautifully answered by James.
Sorry, but also yeah, he did. So thank you, James. All right, Mark, are you ready for our next little segment where I share my? I think you're on the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So you see me sharing my screen.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
No, my throat got really
Drink water first.
like. Okay, all right. Okay, let me drag over my my Discord, and then we can maybe take a look at this. All right. So there are obviously we're in the middle of exactly this here is happening. All right. So there are the Discord. So for one thing, maybe first, I want to know
Yeah.
from both of you, why do you think Web3 developed on Discord? Like, what's this about? Because what I get to hear a lot from my community is like, I hate Discord. why do we have to be on Discord? But then, eventually everyone gets there, right? But I'm thinking like, we discussed this actually, guys. We discussed this a little bit previous to going live, that I'm a little bit of an obsessed gamer. I'm just recently coming out of the box with it. But essentially, I've been on Discord for quite a while, not in forever, not as long as someone else, right? But obviously that makes me like, a user who, got used to this very fast when Web3 then popped up, I was like, oh yeah, that's easy. I know Discord, right? But that's not the same for like the majority of people. And in Web3, we always talk about onboarding the next billion people to Web3. So I wonder, where do you realistically see Discord in all of this? Just like your general opinion. It's not to criticize the company, but just a realistic, standing. Mark, you want to go first on this one?
Yeah. I mean, for me, Discord is the primary way to go. I mean, there are plenty of like platforms in social media like Telegram and then I think Snapchat, but nothing actually beats how Discord is set up. There are platforms already in Web3 that are building. I don't know the name yet. I love to see them. But right now, general population, so you can see gamers, artists, Web3 folks, anything has a Discord, right? And everybody is like comfortable in using it. And I mean, some would say, this is Discord again, but they still go back to the roots. Like, hey, this is Discord. And Discord is continually improving and improving how, how their platform works. There are plenty of powerful bots to make things easier for your community as well, just like Brass Energy, right? And also, like to be honest with you, for me, Discord is comfortable for me, right? It's the go-to place. There are its niches that there's like pay to win things with like different profiles and everything, so you can see the latest updates, making things fancier. But overall, since day one, I never really complained about how Discord works, and it works with either like honestly any platform that any what's this again any type of businesses would definitely need the Discord community.
Do you have tips for people who struggle learning Discord, who just, jumping in because they want to be part of a Web3 community, but they just have a hard time, like, orienting themselves, I want to say? Do you have some good tips for people like those? The older guys, in town?
I mean, for me, if they have a computer, I think they could use Discord on the computer, and then like slowly onboarding themselves in the Discord PC version, and then once they're comfortable enough, they could just move forward with mobile because the UI and UX in mobile is a little bit complicated
Yeah,
versus
and
yeah. Go
I
ahead,
just
James.
I just want to second that so much. A lot of the people that have issues that I found when I ask, are you using the actual PC version or are you using web? Almost all of them have web, right? A lot of people that have problems, and I even have problems with web. The web version is not good. It's
No,
just
it's
not
not.
good.
You're right.
It's not. So get off of that, download the actual app onto your PC, and you will see a significant change in your user experience. 100%.
Thank you, guys. That's helpful because really we always continue this discussion in one thread or another on our Discord. Where it's just like, should we move? But then also where? Yes, please go ahead. I don't know who raised their hand, but
Oh,
please.
sorry. I thought I clicked the emoji.
No, thank you. This is really helpful. All right, so let's jump into this. So you guide me. I think you should be seeing my screen. Can you help me? Like, if I'm someone new and I want to send up like an onboarding to Discord, where do I go? What do you recommend me to do?
Well, there's a bit of a delay when it comes to like YouTube, right? I
Oh,
think
should
there's
I?
like
I can also share my screen here with you guys. That's
yeah, I
also.
think that would be dope. Yep.
Let's do that. That's easier. You see this?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I see here is when people get onboarded, they want to make sure that they only see like 3 to 4 channels, right? And yeah, let's go to server settings, and
You
then
want to see what people see from when they just have joined? You
yeah,
want to see this? Because this is neat stuff here. You can actually go to your roles in general server settings, and we have all of these different roles in our server, right? And you can actually view the server as this specific role, right? And what they see. So this is what
And
they
and
see.
I just want to say something. And what you just showed right there is why people choose Discord because it's so powerful. It's not a,
It is powerful.
it's
I'm not
it's
denying
so
that.
it's just is crazy. All right, I'm done. All right, go ahead, keep going, keep going.
Mark. All right, so this
it's
is what people
insane.
see.
Yeah.
So you think this is way too much, correct?
Let's go to at the top, the light blue one. Let's click select roles. As you can see, like the banner on top. Yep, in the middle, let's select roles. Let's remove the member or the verification. So that's okay. So for this one, you want to make sure that before they became a member, they should only see 3 to 4 channels, right?
Huh. Okay.
These channels would be basically, let me check how we set up Press Energy. These channels would only have, like, let's say a welcome message like, hey, welcome to Alana, right?
Yeah.
And then it gives them an idea of, hey, first is go to this channel, second is go to this channel, and then third is like go to this channel. And then at the third channel they actually get the role itself that opens up the community for them. For Brass Synergy, what I designed is first they choose a skill, right? Because we're a job platform, so we want to make sure that we know their skill sets. So
Yeah.
they pick and choose their skills, and we have a brief information about their skills as well. Number
Actually,
two,
this
yeah,
is your
skills
server,
there.
right?
Yep.
So
So you can
so
see that we have a dedicated category for start here.
yeah.
That's where they start. Yeah, and then when you click on skills, that's where we give out the information like, hey, you can choose any of these skills that, that you have, right? And then it
And then
tags them on a role.
if you notice in welcome to, it walked them through the steps, right? And so if you only, so when somebody joins your community, when somebody joins your Discord community, if you don't give them a role yet, they should have no role. Because I don't know how you set up your bot, but it looks like as soon as they join, they get the member role. You would want to change that to where there's no role at all, that
All
they
right.
have that, and then the everyone role only sees those channels, right? Those first few channels that you want to walk them through. And
Yeah.
by the time they're done with that, then they get their member role because now you've oriented them a bit more around where you want them to go, what we're about, what we have to offer you, and then they walk through that process. And by the time they get that role, they get it, they understand it.
This is
Yeah,
super helpful,
for
guys. This is the
yeah,
juicy stuff. So go on, Mark.
and for us, they choose skills, and then next is roles. Roles is basically what announcements we ping them. If they want to learn more about courses, we have a course role. If they want to know about points, wherein we have like weekly raffle, wherein we give away prizes to people at every week. They can just up to that, and they get notified with that. And then after that is the third one. Makes it more simpler. We only have three rules. Once they click rules and then they say, I agree, they get the onboarding role, which opens up the community for them. And an option for them to get verified as a builder as well, if they want to really help out Brass Energy, is we have to join the community, which is, opens up to more benefits to them.
Yeah, that's very
And
smart to have to have a differentiator between someone who just wants to chime in to understand like what you guys are on about, right? Versus the people who actually want to join then the project and see what else they could maybe get involved with. It's very, very smart. Thank you for,
I'd also
walking us through. Yeah, James, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, I'd also add, it sounds like your community might be newer to the platform. So instead of having also a welcome channel, you would change that messaging to start here, because a lot of newbies wouldn't even understand what that welcome even means, right? But if they see start here, they go, oh, okay, click. And now they get more information to walk them through. So if you have that just start here, it makes the process also go a little bit smoother for people that might be newer to the platform.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. This is so good, guys. This is so good. Thank you for doing this, and I'm sure also folks out there. Niels has also replied. I think he was really happy, James, that you recommended just downloading the app and not using the web application of Discord, because I think he was one of the people who had trouble with this. So he says thanks in the chat, and Maximilian says, this is so exciting. Would love to implement this into my Discord too. So I think she speaks about the bot. So I should connect you guys after this. So you can talk on how she can. Actually, we will walk everyone through this today as well. So if I may do this. So this is, actually I should go back to like viewing the server as me maybe for a second. So this is everything we have, right? We have, and I agree with you, it needs rough adaptations right after this stream. Smak and I will get on a call and we will get this done. So we have, the entrance area, which we would, change to start here. We have obviously your job bots, right? Which is very prominent right next, because we love the job bot. And just so you guys know, this is how this looks like. And you guys wanna talk a little bit about the most recent additions, because you had this really great implementation of giving this like a color coding for the different fields that these jobs are coming from. So for example, this technical artist, right, is a creative job, while blue stands for developer, yellow for business development, and so on. So you can color identify quite fast if something seems interesting to you, right? I can just like swish across and be like, oh, creative, okay, cool, this is something. So how did that happen? The color coding.
Yeah.
Who came up with it? Who's the good guy here?
So it's everything's a team thing, so we discussed it, we worked it out. I believe this has always been something that like we kind of wanted to implement. It just, everything with development takes time. But so Maaark is the glorious graphic designer for those banners. So he actually came up with the colors and the banners for there. But yeah, we just wanted a way, like you said, you nailed it, a way for people to easily scroll through and see the jobs that they're interested in. And then hopefully through time in with our bot on our socials, because if you go onto our socials as well, you'll notice tons of jobs being posted there with the same color coding. So it's just throughout the platform, throughout the ecosystem. We want, consistency. So people just understand. I'm a yellow person. If I see yellow, I click, because that's, business development. They just get it, right? So there's that. And then the other development that's really, really cool is if you click DM me for business development jobs or any of those DM me jobs, just click one of those buttons. You're going to get a DM right up there with a paginated version of all the jobs that you can find. So if you go to next, it's going to start walking you through all those jobs very easily, just right at your fingertips.
If that isn't awesome, I don't know what is.
It's pretty cool. And this is where I meant. This is what I meant. I just want to get people these opportunities. And then soon we'll have another button where it's like, I like this job. And then because if you have a profile, you'll be able to apply for it right on the bot, and really cool stuff, and get that resume and stuff made for you. So, but yes, it's pretty cool.
No, this is awesome, guys. And also, the first that I think Joshua reached out to us, that was like a little bit before Christmas, I want to say. And like just the implementations you have been doing since then, it's insane. So congratulations as well, because must be nice, seeing how it grows, but also people should recognize more like the hard work that, is being put into developing these kind of tools. So it's just
Thank you.
I'm
I
here for you
appreciate
guys.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's a hard life for us developers, man.
Right. Yeah, no, but anyway, this is right after entrance, or as Mark recommended, we're gonna start change this to start here. I'm really happy for this, like a private analysis, because this is how we came to actually work on this webinar. Was Mark saying, "Hey, I can actually just run you through this and do this with you," and I'm like, "Well, if you're doing this with me, then how about we do this on the live stream so other people can see it too?" And he was like, "Yeah, we should do this." So hence this webinar came to exist, which is amazing. Um, so then we have everything concerning the DAC. I don't know how familiar you guys are with DAOs, but DAC is essentially a subset of a DAO. So we are in that stage right now. And then we have Alana's challenges, which is also a way on how sometimes people enter the channel. So we have discovered that a lot of people discover us on social media. And, on there, we actually, you will be proud of us, just a little bit at least. But we have a start here section. Look at this, Mark. Aren't you proud of us?
Wow. Yeah, I like the how you guys worked with the graphics too. It's
Yeah, you
seeing
like
it as
it?
a graphics artist, like, oh my god.
Oh, that's, thank you.
It's
Shout
just
out
it's just so
to,
pleasant to the eye. Yeah.
yeah, actually, shout out to Kirsty Malloy, to Klaus Fleischhacker, and actually to myself as well, and everyone else who contributed just with comments on, when we were developing this. So thanks. So we have a 1, 2, right? 3, 4, I think, step process. Yeah. And so the second step is essentially doing this, Web3 Learner Challenge. So this is essentially what this section is about. Then we have the working groups, which are only visible to people who are actually, working in these groups. And the nucleus is essentially the core chat. So that those last two segments are essentially not visible to just everyone. But yeah, I think with what you recommended, like, do you have more recommendations? Would you condense it even more?
Um
Seeing this?
yeah, actually I have more recommendations. Probably we could also add a new category called Alana News, wherein, you have a news flash channel. Why not, name it as a category itself, wherein you put all the important things like official links. Because I think I noticed with you guys don't have like an official links channel wherein you guys, just flex around your
No,
official
true.
links.
We got rid of this one. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Newsflash
Like a like a
is
ca- yeah, like a
yeah.
category of itself for like all important channels like announcements, official links, recent social posts. You could actually look for bots that automates, connected to Twitter, and then it sends out the latest tweets that you guys have or any platform that you are in.
Yeah.
um we actually have Masic, so that's one of it. Yeah. And also emojis. Emojis are really important, right? You nailed that one there, honestly. And but the special what's it called? Special symbol between the emoji and the word itself, like the title, should be like like a good separator.
Oh, okay. You're giving out the pro tips here. All right. No, because I really love when you guys post something on your announcement channels. Just quickly checking here. This is all I learned from Mark as well. I didn't even know that I could use markup that to that extent in Discord. I was like, what? You can you can make that? I felt really stupid,
That's
to be
actually a
honest.
new feature. That's actually only in the last like couple months, I think, right, Mark?
Yeah, it's like two
Okay,
Yeah.
months
so I'm
ago.
not I'm
Yeah.
not completely behind. Okay, that puts me at a little bit of ease. But yeah, this always looks absolutely great when you post this stuff because it looks layouted, right? That's something that I've been missing in Discord until you showed me, essentially. Because I was like, I need some layout, I need some structure, you know? So this is, in case you guys didn't know this out there, then, you know, learn how to use markups or ask Mark, ask me how to do this. Maybe Mark can share a resource. Because layout just makes all the difference, right, in hierarchy of a text that you write, especially in like a channel like Discord, or in a channel like Discord, I guess.
For me, for me, by the way, when I create announcement, it's similar to how I create like an organized email, right? You start off with a body, and then start off with a title, and then a body, and then the contents, right? And then a CTA ending, like, hey, you are joining from Just Energy, blah blah blah. So it's almost similar to writing up an email.
Yeah, no, you're right. But you were the first person to essentially show me that you could write in a designed or layouted way in Discord. I was like blown away. I was like, how is he doing this? Why can he do this? Why can't I do this? So you taught me. Thank you for that. Now I should use it
Appreciate
more
it.
often. I'm still not using it enough, but I'm gonna get there. All right, let's move to the next segment. So we've been talking a little bit on how to optimize your Discord, what to care for, guys. If you have any questions, right, this is the time to ask. Don't be shy about this stuff. And also, Erkan, nice to see you. Sashi says yes, thank you, Stella. Not sure what about. Hi, Plant Party, welcome. And Jing is here as well. Good to see you. All right, so the next big thing is you guys are actually working on a course. And so we're going to raffle out today between everyone who has been actually saying hi in the chat, one of these seats to the course and 3 Canva Pro subscriptions for 1 month. So thank you for actually sponsoring that part. But also, I'm super curious, like, what is going to be this course about? So obviously, community management training is a little bit self-explanatory, but what will be like the key points you're going to touch on? Tell us.
So, yeah. Do you want to tell James, or just me?
Yeah, go for it, man. This
Okay.
is your baby.
All right. So we started out this course before as a moderator training course back then. Way back when we were in Accelerate, we were giving this free course, giving people certificates to where it gives them more opportunities. This is a leveled up version of it to where you can be a community manager after you're done with this course. So we are going to talk about theory about community management. The yeses or nos of being a community management, everything that you will need to know about community management. Just the basics of it is a surface level, because if we're going to honestly talk about community management, it would take months, like a full 1 month course for that exactly. But this is a 10-day course that will tackle, like I said, theory, everything there is to it, and also at the same time, the technicalities on how to get started with Discord, how to set up a beautiful Discord server, and by the end, we have a certification process as well. So we have like a little bit of an exam per se, and then once people pass, we actually give them the certificate. So that's the
And it
goal
is
right there.
live.
That's
It is
awesome.
live as well. It's live 10 days, live 1 hour every day,
Wow.
free of charge. Yeah, you can't get that. 10 days, 10 hours live where you have an instructor that you could ask questions to. And
No,
yeah, it's crazy, crazy,
and
crazy stuff.
also, can we just bring some attention to the fact that a lot of people, especially clients as in companies, often really underestimate how much hard work and labor and sweat has to go into community building? Like, a lot of people really don't understand. They think you hang around Discord all day and, you eat ice cream on the side. While that might be true sometimes, right? It's actually a lot more than that. So maybe you guys can elaborate a little bit on that very underestimated field of work.
Well, I think the reason why I'll go into, yes, totally agree. Like, it is completely overlooked, and you'll see somebody, and even on our bot, go right now to community management jobs, and you'll see underpaid and over asking for community management jobs. So we want you to manage all the social media plus Discord plus be like a guru graphic designer plus, and we're giving you $30K a year, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's a pretty overlooked industry. And I think the reason why is because it is very nebulous and it's not so quantitative, right? It's not so like with marketing, for example. I can run a marketing campaign and give you absolute numbers.
Yeah.
I could show you ROI. I can show if you're losing or gaining money directly just by return of impressions, on click-through rates, on conversion rates, right? Like you could show all those numbers. With community management, it's not so clear cut, because you're working in ways, when you're building relationships, you can't really quantify down to numbers what a relationship means, what a relationship returns, right? You can't, especially when these people have lives of their own, and the goal isn't to just get them to click a thing, but it is to get them to build a relationship with the brand. The quantitative aspect of it, we don't have that this quarter, but if we get them to be a loyal community member where they love our brand, they love us, they love the community, they built relationships, they're not just clicking these things, they are with us forever. And it's not just about selling them something. It's about getting them to where they engage with us on a personal level. And once you get that, they're yours. Like, they're yours and you're theirs, right? And that's why it's so hard. It's so hard to get that through to people, because it's not a quarterly number that we can really give in any meaningful sense. We could give some growth metrics. We could give some engagement metrics and some tracking of how many times they're messaging or whatever. But that's not the goal. The goal isn't number go up. The goal is, have we built a relationship with this person? And that's hard to track.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's nothing to agree on really, because we already know we're aligned. It's but yeah, we live in a world where people always think everything needs to be quantified, right? And it's sometimes hard for me to to observe these kind of attitudes. Like, obviously I'm not a community manager. I do my best, together with some other people. Smug is also in the chat, Danny is there, right? But we are not really community managers, and it's and just by putting on, I want to say, the community management hat for a day, you learn very fast how much this person really has to give of themselves, right? And and also, same counts for like social media managers, right? If they're doing a great job, it's essentially same as you said, right? It's like overasked and underpriced, right? Because we actually have a saying for this in German. It's a being, Lutra will know this because I think he's the only other German participant here right now. It's called eine eierlegende Wollmilchsau. So this means it's an egg-laying, milk-giving, wool-shedding animal, right?
Hey.
It's like, it can do everything at once. And guess what? It doesn't exist, right? Because we're humans. We need to have like somewhat of a work-life balance, right? And it's just, if we're talking jobs, right, it's also talking about how to set like better parameters, as we touched upon earlier, for how these jobs are being given to people, right? And bringing more light to something like a community manager, which in Web3 very much is a very important job, right? Then we need to also talk about the dark sides of it. James, you want to add something?
I do, actually. Good. What you just said, there's one thing that you said that strikes home to me. It's when you said giving of themselves. The thing about community management is it's not like so many other roles where you can just put on an 8-hour 9-to-5 hat and be done. And it's not just so much about the workload. Although the workload is massive, it's not the workload that is draining and as hard. It's the emotional investment that you give to, because you're there building relationships. That's an emotional investment. That's a real human thing that we're doing. We're not just building a strategy. We're not just typing up some memo, right? We are sitting there with another human being trying to suss them, trying to build something with that person. And that's hard. That's hard. Like, you cannot put that into any type of number, how hard that is, especially they leave all of that time, all of that energy. I can't tell you, I've cried. I'm not even joking. I have cried when I've left communities or community members have left. And that's part of the job. That's part of the job, to feel heartache and heartbreak and you just don't. So I just wanted to say, like, you nailed it with that, because community managers really give so much of themselves, and And it's so hard, and we need to shine a light on jobs like that, and they
I think
definitely
so.
need to be rewarded a bit more for what they do, for sure.
Yeah, no, I think so too. It's in the beginning, obviously, I didn't really know, right? And then I started to open our Discord, and I can only agree. I cried a few times, especially when I still had this feature deployed called from me six spot, where you have a channel and see when someone leaves. And I was like, why is this person leaving? And I was like, okay,
It's a heartbreak.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
It
get rid of
is.
this channel. I'm gonna get rid of this functionality because I cannot bear it, right? Because same as you, right? You're trying to offer value to people. That's what Alana does as well. And sometimes it gets hard, right? To be the self-motivated, very disciplined being, getting out of bed, doing this job, and like you
All
said,
day,
all day
all day, every day.
all day, every day, all night, right? I mean, the guys here, they're based out of Philippines, right? So it's very much at night over there, right? If I'm not wrong. So they're still here with us, which is crazy, right? So that's something you only do if you emotionally invest in something. That's not something that you do if this is a 9 to 5. You wouldn't fucking sorry, shutting it up. You wouldn't be here, right? So yeah, kudos to you, for doing this and recognizing also these pain points and bringing this up in, teaching people how to do proper community management. Because sometimes I also feel that, jobs like this one, social media managers, and for example, also us in the creative industries, we're often disregarded, even though we bring a lot of value, maybe because we're not shining too much light on these things, right? And so coming together and trying to exactly do that is definitely, I think, is absolutely worth it, and we should do it probably much more often. Probably we should just host webinars about that, how to shine light on your profession, which is like somewhere hidden in the dark and no one knows what you do. All right. I'm wondering if so you will essentially notify people once this course is out. We will notify people after this call, and as the day continues, essentially we'll give you the names of the people that at least their YouTube handles. Maybe we should gather everyone's Twitter handle. Does that make sense?
Uh, to make it easier for them, they could just hop onto Discord and then, hey, just say hi. I'm from Alana, right? And then we could help them out, enroll them in the course itself. Makes it easier for them too.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. And also, I don't have permissions. Please, would you, Mark, put the link to your Discord in the chat so people
Yeah.
can go in there and get their well-deserved seat. So I guess the first 21 should probably get one, huh? That's probably the idea. And if someone else that can't do this, you know where to find me, and I can, put along this message. And then I think we have arrived at the end of the session. Want to bring one last time up the Brass bot and how to integrate it. Actually, you guys have a very complete Notion guide, and I don't know why I have is this the Notion guide? Oh, this is the Notion guide, yeah. So on the board, you will find the link to the Notion guide, I want to say. No, this is the update. I'm sorry. Mark, can you help me out?
Yeah, you can just actually go to bot.brassenergy.com.
bot.brassenergy.com.
Yep, and
Bam, bam,
on the
bam, bam, bam.
website, when you scroll down a little bit, yeah, there's
Further down? No. Look, this is how the guys are actually looking like. Oh no, okay, James's picture is on here. I can show you Mark on his LinkedIn profile. This is how his face looks like. Just you can imagine something else than a pudgy penguin. All right. So I'm gonna put this on the board instead. Sorry, I put the tweet on here. That didn't make sense. And we should probably put it into the live stream chat so people can also directly jump in from here. All right. Do you want to walk a little bit through how this is being set up, like the main steps?
Sure. Yep. So it's very simple. We made it very simple for everybody actually. All they need to do is just go to bot.brassynergy.com. There's a button there called invite the bot, and then they just need to approve all the permissions. This will not really require administrator permission, because administrator permission means you're giving permission for the bot to take over most of the permissions. So we tend to avoid turning that on. It was a feature before, but through feedback, people suggested like, hey, let's not use the admin permission. So we did the workaround. Thank you so much, James. He has his magic when it comes to development. So going back to the setup, it's just a 2 or 3 simple setup. Step 1, we're done inviting the bot. Step 2 is actually creating a single category, right? This is one category on your Discord channel. So when you go to Discord right now, on the list of channels, when you right click, you can actually click create a category. It makes it easier for you. You can name it whatever you want. It's fine, because the setup will take care of it after we're done. And then inside that category, you can just create 2 channels. You can name it whatever you want. Just make sure that you have 2 channels, right? So on the first channel, since we're done creating all those things, right? You need to type in on the first channel. You need to type in / category. That will basically set up all the permissions, all the things that the bot needs, and its name, and basically its name itself. And then, am I a little bit fast or?
No, you're all good, but I
Okay.
haven't given permissions, I think, to this category yet. Like the bot
No,
needs,
no,
in
it's
my
it's
case,
fine. Yeah.
right? It needs permissions to access. So I wanna say, in my case, I would have to get this out of being a private category, or enabling this,
Yeah.
and then essentially inviting I want to say, the bot first to this category, and then
Oh no, uh-oh. But you're doing this on a oh no. You're doing this on a server you already have it set up on, yeah?
yeah,
All right.
I can do that,
Okay.
right?
I mean, you can just, go delete the old ones after you're done with this, okay?
Oh, no,
Just
no, no,
go
no, no.
delete.
I'm gonna get rid of this one now. I think it's
Okay.
better we just follow like the steps you have actually outlined here so wonderfully, because it's literally how to install the Brass Synergy bot. It's step 1, invite the bot. Step 2, create this category first, then the 2 channels. Make sure that the bot is invited to those, otherwise it doesn't work, right? And step 3, if you're still facing troubles, how about going to the very complete Notion guide, because that's what you sent me, guys. That's what
Yep.
I
The
have.
the full bot.
Yeah.
Before we started the partnership, we didn't really have the website and everything. So I asked James to, hey, can I create a website for it just using WebSpot? So
Oh,
I rushed it. It's a little bit janky by right now, but it's a work in progress, and
no,
it's
but it
just
works.
amazing.
It's
It
really,
worked.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it works. It's like, even the Notion guide, it was super helpful. I was just lazy to read the details. Once I started to read, I was just assuming it would be like any other bot, but because you're not building any other bot, also the installation is not quite like any other bot. So, but it's actually really easy. Like, you made it really easy. So you should be fine. You should be fine. Guys, any questions? I know, like, usually at least the Alana crowd is a little bit shy, but any questions here so far? No, everyone's very shy. Fine. All right. Then I guess we can conclude this webinar. Thank you guys so much. Do you want to add anything? I don't want to, cut you off. So probably maybe you have something else to add you want to bring
I,
to
I
people's
think
attention.
I think we forgot about the 3 Canva Pro.
The 3 free Canva Pro
The
giveaway.
free Canva Pro for the people that we have here. Maybe we can just put it put them all in a wheel of name type of thing.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that because the webinar has been recorded, so I would just put everyone's chat handle in that, and then we can publish this on Twitter socials. That
Yeah,
sounds
Love
good.
it.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
then
I
and
will
then at the
record the
end,
wheel. I will
yeah.
record it, so no one thinks I'm just scamming people out of this very cool opportunity.
And how they can claim it is they can just open a ticket in the Brass Energy Discord, and then include the Twitter tweet that hey, I won the Canva thing.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, we can do that. Sounds good, guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much, Stella.
Stella. This was amazing. This was really good. I had a lot of fun. Thank you to you and your community, and just thank you so much.
Yeah, goes both ways. Thank you, guys. Please stay on this chat so we can have like 5 minutes afterwards. In the meantime, I want to say thank you for the crowd. Oh, what's the time commitment to the course? I think you mentioned this before. It's 10 hours per week.
1 hour per day, 10 days, and I'll be the instructor. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very reasonable still.
And
Thinking all the
let's
stuff you
say,
have to go through.
and also just in case you say, well, maybe I can't make it all 10 days, perfectly fine. What we do is you just come back the next course and make up those couple days before you take your certification, because this will be it's the 10 day over and over and over. So you just, if you miss on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or whatever, you can't make those couple days, fine.
Yeah.
Just come on back and you'll take those couple days.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's cool. You're very flexible. You obviously know that the crowd needs, these kind of flexibilities. That's really great. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. One last reminder, we have this new Unlock Protocol powered event registration app. I'm going to share it on the chat. If you like our webinars and you want to see more, because I only have a certain amount I can sadly invest in these, please mint our little event, ticket, because these things, they are definitely going to help. And the more people you spread the word to, the more of these webinars we can actually do. And yeah, thank you, James and Maaark, for coming on and for shedding some light on this very underestimated element of Web3. And of course, your job bot, which is absolutely an amazing tool. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.